What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, my fighters? I'm One Eye Bry, also known as PT. Don't know if I'm winking or blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about a couple things you may not have noticed in The Walking Dead. A spoiler warning for all things Walking Dead. So as we highlight Carl's bandage, or Coral's bandage on his eye, it's interesting because I was in a conversation with a couple people and they were talking about they're going back and watching The Walking Dead on Netflix just to, rewatch the series. And we noticed a couple things that started back in season 3. The first was the governor. So the governor gets Michonne'd, a couple times, but he loses his right eye, right? So you're like, oh, okay, not a big deal. It's kind of I guess it is a big deal for the governor, but you're like, all right, so we see that he got stabbed in the eye with the glass and it was gruesome. And, what season 3 of The Walking Dead was really good, but he also aims out of that eye, and that is a pattern in The Walking Dead, just because he's using the scope and takes out Axel. But so it was the governor, and then it was Carl. So Carl loses his right eye. So it was the governor, and then Carl. But also, hopefully you noticed the foreshadowing episodes earlier, where Ron covers his right eye, or closes his right eye, and then he actually shoots Carl's right eye out. So the foreshadowing was definitely there throughout the series of The Walking Dead, and it was evident right here with Carl. He's also aiming with his right eye. It's not so evident in this picture, but in a couple other photos, he's definitely got the scope kind of like he's using it. And it's probably out of habit if you're right-handed, probably what it is. So you're like, okay, that's 2 things. How about 3? So Denise gets an arrow through the eye. Which eye is it? The right eye. Seeing a pattern? And to be clear, not hating on The Walking Dead, just pointing out what we're noticing here. And also I had to comment about the foreshadowing with Denise finding the orange soda, the orange crush, right before Negan and who he picked. Orange, Abraham, redhead, Abraham, crush, bat, foreshadowing for sure. Now Glenn had his left eye popped out. So we're like, oh, that's the difference. He's the only outlier when he gets hit in the head by the baseball bat. That's his left eye is popped out. The rest are right eye injuries. Continues on with Father Gabriel. His right eye gets infected or whatever you want to call it, but it's back to the right eye madness. So Glenn's the only outlier. And I believe there's another photo with Father Gabriel using his right eye to aim with the scope. I just didn't have a photo of it. Now left arms, mainly left forearms, are what people lose on the show, probably because the majority of people are right-handed. So Lydia loses her left forearm, gets cut off, and she's saved by Aaron and Jerry. And we know that Aaron lost his left forearm previously on The Walking Dead. But this scene right here reminded me a lot of the scene with Michonne and Tyrese, who got bit on his left forearm. He didn't survive. I initially thought it was his right forearm, but going back and looking at it, it was his left. He got bit by Noah's brother, and it was very sad. One of the more sad deaths on the show. Foreshadowing with the dead end sign with Tyrese going in the bedroom. So I thought it was pretty interesting. These are a couple things that we noticed going back and watching The Walking Dead. Are there any other things that you might have noticed? Let me know in the comments. It's always fun to go back and watch The Walking Dead and see the foreshadowing, the Easter eggs, the callbacks, the connections, what they have. Some people are definitely going to see the Commonwealth patches when you have Constable Rick and Michonne and Alexandria, which is interesting because neither of those characters make it to the Commonwealth. So there's always fun little things like that. But let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below, guys. And as we approach 2023, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, obviously, but we're going to cover other topics, other fun stuff that we want to talk about. So if you can, make sure you're a subscriber. I know some people are getting booted off by YouTube. I don't know what goes on with that stuff, but make sure you're a subscriber. Hit that bell so you don't miss out on our daily videos. But either way, happy holidays. Hope that you're safe and sound. Stay safe. And as always, tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you.